Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Dom Dumas, and I'm in Bangkok. Bangkok Ice Hockey League, episode 30. Now, I've talked about before in a previous episode, episode 17, which you can find at domdumas.com/17, that there's a few different places that you can go ice skating at here in Bangkok. And the nice thing is it's not too expensive. You can rent skates. One of the places would be Central Mega Bang Na, and there's Central World, which is where I went ice skating at, which you can see the video at on YouTube. There's also Sub-Zero at Ekamai, and there's also Central Rama 9, which you can go ice skating at from time to time. One thing that I've noticed, one thing that I had noticed when I was at Central Rama 9, that there's an actual ice hockey league. I thought there was more than one. There might be more than one, but one of the main ones, or the main one, that if you Google Bangkok hockey, ice hockey, you'll find there's like one major one, and that's the Bangkok Ice Hockey League. Now, I thought they had games at different areas around Bangkok, but I have found out that they're actually at Central Rama 9 in the rink there, which is kind of a small ice hockey rink, which is really kind of cool. I mean, it's not like half the size. I'd say it's probably closer to 3/4 rink size. And one of the nice things about it is that, you have a bunch of guys that are from basically most of them are Thai guys. And you have a few people from Japan, and you have a few guys from America and Canada and Britain, and I think there's a few guys from Germany. But these are guys that just love playing hockey. Now, some of them, especially in particular, like the Thai guys, I'd say some of them have been playing hockey or skating maybe 5 years. So it's not like they're the greatest hockey players you'll ever see. Now, some of them have some good talent, don't get me wrong. But they really have this huge desire to play hockey, which is really cool to watch them play. Now, the league itself, there's 11 teams in the league. They have two divisions. They have the Red Conference. Sorry, they have two conferences. There's the Red Conference and the Blue Conference. And you can actually find all of this information at BangkokIceHockey.com. Don't worry, I'll put a link up in my show notes at domdumas.com/30. And you can find all this out. So the teams that there's the Warriors in the Red Conference. There's the Warriors. There are Thunder, the Greatest Ice, Grizzly Bears, Big Bulls, and Nakaraj. And then in the Blue Conference, you have Con Star Rangers, OT Carson, Ice Planet, OT Interdrug, and Bangkok Blades. Now, in a few weeks ago, it was about a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, Tracy was in England for 2 weeks for some conferences that she had to go to for her job. And one of the things that was, while she was away, I was kind of looking at things that I could do while she wasn't here that weren't too expensive, you know. And to be totally honest, I really don't like doing a lot of things without Tracy being around, just in general, because it's no fun. I love doing things with Tracy. But I figured, I remember them talking about ice hockey when I talked to one of the guys at Sub-Zero at the pro shop there. I remember him talking that they had an ice hockey league, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool, you know. That'd be kind of interesting to see. But I never really followed up on it. I mean, I do rollerblade from time to time, not as often as I probably should, because I do really love it. But when I was in at the pro shop talking, because I was looking for some tape, talking to one of the guys, the guy who was running the shop, yeah, they do have an ice hockey league. And I don't remember the entire conversation. I thought he had said that they played at a few different rinks around Thailand, but come to find out they only play at Central Rama 9, which makes sense, because I remember I've been to Sub-Zero, I've been to Central World, and I've been to Central Mega Bang Na. None of these rinks are actually laid out like a hockey rink, whereas at Central Rama 9, it's actually laid out like a smaller version of an ice hockey rink, the type that I played in. And this was like, so I thought that, this was pretty cool. I mean, when I talked to this guy back a year or so ago, 2 years ago, but it was really kind of interesting. So like I said, I was trying to find some stuff to do, that's not going to cost me a lot of money, that I could do while Tracy wasn't here. And then I found out that they have this ice hockey league here in Thailand. I was like, wow, that's really cool. I wonder when they play. And then I found out, they play on Wednesdays and Sundays. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. They have 2 games on Wednesday and they have 2 games on Sundays. And so I started looking more into it. No, it's free to go watch. Well, that's great. At least the website doesn't mention anything about it costing anything. And then I started thinking about it and be like, that'd be really fun to go to, actually, to see these guys play hockey. And I was like, actually, Tracy's kind of developed a passion for hockey over the last couple of seasons, watching the Minnesota Wild play with me. And so I was like, well, maybe she'd like to go. She's never actually seen a game. I mean, we've watched games on TV live, but she's never actually been inside a hockey rink watching a hockey game. And to be totally honest, whether it's watching a group, for me, whether it's watching some kids play, watching high school kids play, watching like semi-pro leagues like the ECHL or the AHL, or watching a professional game like the NHL, it's just, they're watching a game on TV and watching a game in the rink while the game is going on are 2 totally different feelings for me. And I love it. I love watching a hockey game. And just, especially in the rink, it's just, there's so much, even if there's not a giant crowd, there's just a feeling in the air. The way the things sound is so much different than you hear the shots sometimes on TV, but just hearing like the blades cutting into the ice, the way the puck hits the sound of the puck hitting a stick, or a sound of the stick hitting the puck, or the way it hits pads or hits the boards or whatever. It's a totally different experience. And for me, it's one of the things I love about hockey, because when I watch a game on TV, I can imagine what it sounds like because I've been to live games. So I figured, oh, what the hell? You know what? I'll wait until Tracy gets back. She comes back on the 16th. In the afternoon of the 16th, there's a game on the 17th, which is a Sunday. I'll ask her if she's interested in going to a game. So we decided, okay, we'll go to a game. And we went to Central Rama. We decided we were going to make a big deal of it, a big thing of it. I have recently started vlogging, which is video blogging for those of you who don't know what a vlog is. There's quite a few people. I was really surprised to learn quite a few people that don't know what vlogging is, but that's a whole nother podcast in and of itself. But anyway, so we decided, one of Tracy's friends in England, she kind of asked, what are shopping centers or malls like in Bangkok, or in Thailand? So we decided, okay, we'll not only will we go watch the game, and I'll do my best to capture as much of the game as I can on video, but while we're at Central Ramadan, we'll go early and we'll do a vlog, or we will kind of vlog together about this particular mall, Central Rama 9, and I took a lot of footage of the mall, and I was actually able to record the game, and I will put a link to the hockey game in the show notes, like I said, at domdumas.com/30, to the YouTube video of the entire game, and it was a lot of fun. We actually got to see the Thunder and the Warriors play, and I'm going to be totally honest, that they're not like I said, they're not phenomenal hockey players, but these are a bunch of guys that have such a passion for hockey and a passion for playing hockey, and it was so much fun to watch them play. And actually, we ended up staying for both games that they had that night, which was a lot of fun. But I only recorded one of them, because I only had that much video left, because we did a lot of recording of Central Rama 9 in itself. But watching the game, they have 3 periods. The rules are, from my understanding, and there's no place that the rules are posted on their website, and I haven't really had a chance to talk to any of the players yet, or any of the officials yet, or anybody in the front office for the Bangkok Ice Hockey League again yet. Now I'm going to email them. I'm going to email them this podcast. I'm going to email them the video of the hockey game. I'm going to email them the vlog, links to all the stuff, the vlog of the game that I took, and stuff. And I'm going to tell them that I'd like to interview some of their players or some of their people that are involved with the Bangkok Ice Hockey League. But anyway, that's neither here nor there for this particular episode. But from watching them, I kind of, being a hockey player, ex-hockey player, I'm not a hockey player anymore. I haven't been on ice skates outside of back in September when you saw that video of me skating. I haven't played hockey since about 1989, 1990. Yeah, that's a long time ago. But I still watch it. But anyway, from watching the game, I'm going to take a guess and say that, well, one of the things I noticed that's really different is instead of having 20-minute periods, as we did in the States. Now, I think when I was younger, we might have had 15-minute periods. I don't exactly remember. I'd have to actually talk to my dad to see if they had shorter periods back then when I was playing in mites or when I was playing in Pee-wees, or I'm certain when I played Bantams they were 20-minute periods. But I remember playing in Pee-wees back in Coon Rapids and Squirts, they had like stop time. Every time they would have, the play would run for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then they would blow a whistle, stop the play. Actually, this was in Squirts. This wasn't in Pee-wees. Pee-wees, it was a little bit more free. But, they would have, it was 20-minute periods. They would stop the play, the time would stop, and you'd switch lines and stuff like that. But in the Bangkok Ice Hockey League, they have 15-minute periods. They have 3 periods, So I still feel this is kind of cool that they have they have the 3 periods. So they're kind of keeping with hockey in ice hockey in the States and other parts of the world. Now they have 15-minute periods, which makes sense. I mean, these guys are really new to ice hockey, so that's not such a big deal. And the time is running time, so even if the play stops, the clock continues to run, unless something happens, obviously, where they have to stop time. Now, the last 2 minutes, every time that there's a stoppage of play, the last 2 minutes of the third period, every time there was a stoppage of play, the clock would stop. That I remember that in hockey. And also, they do have penalties. There were a few guys that had penalties. I think in the first game we watched, in the Thunder versus the Warriors, they did have 2 penalties. And then in the second game that we watched, they did have more penalties. But another thing, they do have icing, but if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong here. What I need to do is I need to sit down and try and talk to these people over at the Bangkok Ice Hockey League. And I hope to do. I really hope to do. And I'd love to have them on a podcast or in a vlog or both. But one of the things that if the player doesn't get over the blue line, their own blue line, and they shoot the puck up the ice and nobody touches it, nobody can actually touch it until after it crosses the end line down on the opposite end of the boards, that's icing. Now, I can remember when I was a kid, when I played Pee-wees and Squirts, that was the blue line. But once I got into Bantams and midgets and playing in high school, if I'm not mistaken, it was the center line, which was the center red line. You had to be actually closer. So I think this is blue line at your own blue line. You have to be across the blue line before you shoot the puck down the line, and then there's icing. They do have offsides, just like regular hockey. Well, regular hockey. It is regular hockey. I watched it. These guys were playing hockey. Not the world's greatest skaters, you know what? But I'm not a great skater, but it was a lot of fun. They have the regular penalties: tripping, hooking, cross-checking. Now, to be honest, they have 2 refs, and they're a little bit more lenient, understandably, because you don't want to stop the game for every little minor infraction. Don't get me wrong. And just let the guys play. And I've always unless it gets overly violent or overly blatant in the penalty department, I absolutely believe you let them play. But I think, again, going back to the rules, it is a no checking league. Now, when I say there's no checking, that does not mean there's no contact. There is some bumping along the boards. There is some bumping a bit on center ice. Now, I do remember in the second game, there was this guy that just ran into another guy, and it wasn't a check. He didn't actually line up to check. I think he just lost control and hit another guy, and the other guy went down. It was a big boom, and it was kind of funny, but the refs did give him a penalty for boarding. You know, it's not checking. So if you let him go, you got to let other people go, but non obvious hits or, you know, things like that. It is a non-checking league, so you can do bumps and stuff like that, but you can't actually check a guy. You can't give him a shoulder check, can't give him a body check, you can't give him a hip check or anything like that. Understandable. You don't want people getting crazy and getting hurt, obviously, especially with how I'm assuming how long a lot of these players have been playing, so you kind of have to watch all of that. It looks like there are slap shots allowed. Now, the reason I bring that up, because I can remember when I was growing up, watching my dad play in the Old Timers League, which was players over the age of 35. They had a rule that no checking, obviously, and then they also had no slap shots. You couldn't take more than a 12-inch draw, I think it was, or a 6-inch draw when you pull back your stick to shoot the puck. Now, that means you can do a snapshot, which is a little bit different. For those of you who don't know, a snapshot, you have a short draw and you shoot the puck that way. Now a wrist shot, you keep the puck on your stick as you pull it back, so the puck is on your stick all the way back, and then you slide your stick forward, and that's a wrist shot. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to try to find some videos of wrist shots, and I'll post them in my show notes, of a wrist shot. I'll post some videos of a snapshot, and I'll post some videos of slap shots. And they are 3 different types of shots in ice hockey. At least they were when I was playing hockey. So to me, remembering playing hockey, they are 3 very, very different types of shots. And I'll see if I can find some videos for those 3 things, and I'll absolutely post them in my show notes at domdumas.com/30. But watching these, I can remember Tracy and I, we were sitting, this was just on the 17th, where we found out, we went up to the rink hours before the game were actually going to start. And I told Tracy, I said, I think it's for free to watch as a spectator. I don't remember seeing anything on the website about having to pay to watch a game. So we went up and asked the people at the front off, at the little ticket center where you can like rent skates or rent skate time, and they were like, yep, there's a game at 8:30 and it's free. And I was like, oh, awesome. So we walked around, and then we got something to eat, and then we went to watch the game. And they have a little seated section, a place where you sit down sits up above, like where the players are at. The benches are actually underneath where you sit as a spectator. And I'll be totally honest, I will say about 95% of the spectators that were there watching both games were standing up on the glass watching the game, and it was so cool. It was a lot of fun. And all the teams, if I'm not mistaken, had some foreigners playing on it. A few of the teams had Japanese people. There were some guys from America, a few guys from Canada. There was a guy I saw that was from Britain. I believe there was one guy from Germany. But the majority of the players were all Thai. And again, like I said, it was amazing just watching these guys go out and play and just have fun. That was kind of one of the things I missed about playing hockey when I stopped playing, and also in my junior and senior year. For me, it just kind of, hockey stopped being fun for whatever reason. It just, at that point in time in my life, I don't know why. Maybe it was my coaches. Maybe it was something else going on. Maybe it was just me being an ornery teenager. I don't know. But when I was 17 and 18 years old, hockey just kind of stopped being fun for me. So I lost the interest to play. So, and things happen, so I stopped, and I ended up not playing and I haven't played hockey for a long time. Like I said, since I was about 19 years old. But watching these guys play, And you could see the way, now they're, like I said, they're not great skaters. Their skills aren't the greatest, maybe 5 years of hockey. So it was the desire, the love of the game, how much fun they had. It was so much fun watching these guys play. I enjoyed watching them so much. And then I can remember we're getting ready to watch the first game, and we're leaning up on the glass. I have my GoPro and I'm recording, and Tracy and I are talking, and she's like, "So who are you gonna go for?" And they had the Warriors, who were in the white, and the Thunder, which were in this blue color, blue with yellow and red. And I was thinking about it. We were talking about it. And you can hear it in the video clip where if I'm not mistaken, it's in the video clip of the game when we're talking about the teams. I've recorded the whole warm-ups. They have a set warm-up. They have 3 minutes of warm-up. They don't actually go to the locker rooms in between periods. That's another thing. They sit on the bench for about a minute to 2 minutes. Actually, I think it's about a minute to relax and before the next period. So there's like about a minute between each period before they start to play again. And so we're sitting there and we're talking, and I was like, I'm not sure who to go for at this point in time. The two teams were tied for first place in their division, in the red division, and I was like, Warriors. The War Road Warriors is the team that came to mind. So hey, you know what? I'll go for the War Road Warriors. That's who I'm going to cheer for. And sure enough, in the first period, the Thunder score a goal. Oh, I couldn't believe it. So right away, we're down 1-0. And as the game went on, the players got better. It's like they were kind of loosening up, relaxing, calming down, having fun, having more fun, passing the puck more, moving the puck around on both teams. And unfortunately, in the end, the Warriors lost 0-1 to the Thunder. So the Thunder, at that point in time, the Thunder had taken up first place in their division, and the Warriors had taken second. Now, as of right now, they are still the Thunder. The Thunder. I'm looking at their website right now. The Thunder have 12 points, so they've won 4 games, and the Warriors have 9 points, and they've won 3 games, and they've lost 1. So they as I see it from here, they get 3 points for winning a game. If they tie, or have a draw, I'm going to guess they get 2 points. And I'm guessing because I don't know if anybody. Nope, I'm wrong. They get 1 point for a draw, and then for a loss, they get no points. Sorry. Like I said, I'm looking at their webpage right now as I talk to you. But anyway, it was so much fun just watching the Thunder play, watching the Thunder and the Warriors, and also watching the other game, which was, I got to look here now. I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. The other game that we watched were Carson versus the Blades. Now, for the second game, I chose Carson and Tracy chose the Blades. I actually made her choose her team before the game started because she said, well, I was going to choose the Thunder anyway, but I wanted you to have the choice to choose the Thunder or the Warriors. And I said, you know what? We're not doing that. You choose your team, and she chose the Blades, and I chose Carson, and Carson won 4-2 in the second game. So that was a lot of fun. I mean, it was kind of cool. I mean, just watching these guys play. I keep going over this, and I apologize if you find it boring. It was just so much fun to watch this game. To watch both games. And what I would love is for my friends and my family in the States that love hockey, or anywhere in the world for that matter, who love ice hockey, I would love for you to watch the YouTube video that I'm going to post in my show notes at domdumas.com/30. I'd love for you to watch the game, especially those of you that have experience playing hockey or have been a hockey fan that understand how hockey is played. Watch this game, and I would love to know what you think of these two teams, how they did. Now, I apologize for the camera. I don't have a steady cam. I have my GorillaPod, which I'm holding on to as I'm trying to record. So there are a lot of times the video is a little bit shaky, and it turns a little bit fast, and I apologize. But Watch the game as best you can. And I'd love to hear what you have to say about these two teams that are playing and what you think of them. You know, if it's my stepbrother Chris, you know, hey Chris, I think I asked if I could mention you, and you said yes. If not, you know, I apologize. And also my dad, you know, a huge hockey player growing up. You know, he's a big influence in my hockey career. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And my nephew, Rocco, if you ever get a chance to watch this video, I'd love to hear what you have to say about these guys, you know, and anybody else for that matter. You know, I have a friend, Ralph, that is a die-hard Pittsburgh Penguins hockey fan, and he has been his whole life. Watches as many games as he can. I don't know how many live games he's been to, but I'd love to hear his thoughts on the hockey game, and anybody for that matter. If you're listening to this podcast and you go to the website, domdumas.com, and you go to this particular episode at /30 and you watch this game, I'd love to know what you think. You can leave the comments in my show notes. You can leave comments on my YouTube blog, on the YouTube channel for the video. You can leave comments on my Facebook page, but I would just love to know what you think. And I'll tell you what, Bangkok Ice Hockey League, I'd love to hear from you too. You know, I'd love to come down there and I'd love to talk to your players. I'd love to talk to your coaches if you have coaches. I'd love to talk to you, the people in the upper offices. You know, I'd love to talk to anybody involved with Bangkok Ice Hockey, in the Bangkok Ice Hockey League. And I'd love to have you on my podcast. I'd love to have you on my vlog. You know, I'll come down to the rink and I'll interview you. If you need a translator, that would be fine by me too. But anyway, I'd love to hear from anybody who watches this about what do you think of the hockey game. You know, it'd be a lot of fun. But, well, I'm going on and on and on here. I apologize. So I'm going to stop this here, and I'm going to say, you know, thanks for listening, and I want you to always remember, if you have a passion for something, if it's playing ice hockey, if it's studying martial arts, if it's taking pictures, if it's writing stories, do it. Just do it. Try it. See if you like it. If you like it, keep doing it. If you love it, do it more. Doesn't matter what it is. Just do it. All right. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Please rate my show, or leave a comment, or make suggestions of what you would like me to talk about. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Dom Dumas, on Twitter at Dom Dumas, and on Instagram, Dom_Dumas. Thanks a lot.